You found a file today. Your photograph is on the cover. It is dated 35 years ago. You are not born yet. You are not anyone special. You have a normal job, a normal apartment, a normal life that generates no reason for anyone to be paying attention to you. You inherited a storage unit 3 weeks ago from a great uncle you met twice. You have been putting off clearing it out. Today you finally went, and in a locked metal box at the back of the unit, you found a file. Government issue, thick, sealed with a classification stamp you do not recognize. Your photograph on the cover, your exact face, dated 35 years ago. You open it, and the next 4 hours change everything you thought you knew about your life. The first section is surveillance photographs, hundreds of them. You at your apartment building, you at your office, you at the coffee shop you go to every Tuesday, you at your parents' house last Christmas. The timestamps are from the last 14 months. Someone has been following you for 14 months. You turn to the second section, a psychological profile, 12 pages. It describes you with an accuracy that makes your hands go cold, your decision-making patterns, your stress responses, your ethical framework, the specific way you process new information. It reads like a description written by someone who knows you better than you know yourself. You turn to the third section, a timeline. It begins 35 years ago, with a single line of text that says, subject identified, genetic profile confirmed. Monitoring to begin at birth. You go back to the surveillance photographs. You look more carefully. Most of them you can place, but there is one photograph that stops you completely. It is taken inside your apartment, not outside looking in. Inside, you are sitting at your kitchen table at 11 p.m., alone, reading. The angle is from the corner of the room near the ceiling. You look up at that corner of your kitchen, at the smoke detector that has been there since you moved in. You get a chair. You climb up. You open the smoke detector. Inside, where the battery should be, there is a small device you do not recognize. It has been there for 3 years. You go back to the file. 35 years ago, a government program identified a set of genetic markers in a specific bloodline. Markers that, when combined, produce a specific psychological profile, exceptional pattern recognition, high stress tolerance, unconventional problem solving. They were looking for a specific kind of person, and they found the markers in your bloodline before you existed. They monitored your parents. They monitored your birth. They monitored your childhood from a distance. They were not controlling your life. They were waiting for it to develop into something specific. And according to the last entry in the timeline, dated 4 days ago, it has. Candidate is ready. You turn to the very last page, a handwritten note, different handwriting, older ink. It says, if you are reading this, then they made a mistake, and the file reached you before they did. Leave the storage unit now. Do not go home. Do not contact anyone you know. Find a phone that is not yours and call the number below. Ask for Daniel. Tell him the box is open. Below the note, a phone number. You look at the note. You look at the surveillance photographs. You look at the device from your smoke detector still in your hand, and you hear the storage unit door open behind you. You do not turn around immediately. In the 3 seconds between hearing the door and turning around, you make a decision. You fold the note with the phone number. You put it in your pocket. You put the device in your other pocket. You close the file. You put it back in the metal box. You lock the box. You turn around. 2 people, a man and a woman, plain clothes, the specific kind of unremarkable that is its own kind of remarkable. The man speaks first. We have been looking for that box, he says. We are glad you found it. We need you to come with us. You look at them, and you say, I have not decided yet whether I am going to do that. They do not argue. They do not threaten. The woman sits down and looks at you, the way someone looks at a person they have been studying for a very long time. She says, we know you read the profile, So you already know that threatening you does not work. So I'm going to tell you the truth. The program that created that file has been running for 40 years. You are the 6th candidate. The first 5 did not make it to this stage. Finding the file is the triggering event. The first 5 candidates made a specific decision in the 30 seconds after reading the last page, a decision that ended the program for them. You made a different decision. You put the note in your pocket. You put the device in your other pocket. You closed the file and locked the box before you turned around. That is why we are talking instead of not talking. You ask the only question that matters. What happened to the first 5? The man looks at you and he says, they work for the people who created the program. And you understand something that was not in the file. The program was not created by the government. It was created by a private organization that has been operating inside government infrastructure for 40 years. An organization that recruits its senior operatives exclusively from candidates who passed the triggering event. The first 5 passed a different way. They complied immediately. They trusted the institution. You are the first candidate who read the note and chose the phone number over the people at the door, which means you are the first one they have ever needed to actually talk to, because you are the first one they cannot simply collect. You are still in the storage unit. The file is in the locked box. The note is in your pocket. The device is in your other pocket. The 2 people are waiting. And you are thinking about the phone number, about Daniel, about whether the note was put there by someone trying to protect you, or by the program itself, testing whether you would choose the institutional authority in front of you, or the unknown authority on a piece of paper. You are thinking about the psychological profile, about whether everything you have done since opening the box was the right decision, or exactly the decision they built you to make. You look at the 2 people, you look at the door behind them, and you make a choice.